2008. My daughter had a friend that used to come to the house and stay with us a lot. And every time she was there, she'd ask me, "Would you come visit church with me?" Nope, not gonna happen. Several times later, her dad and her mom would come over to the house, and they would start asking, "Won't you come visit with us at church?" And I told them several times, I ain't 7 foot back in church. Church is not for me. Church is full of hypocrites and people that just want to put on false acts. I'm not going to be back in church. So finally one day I said, "You know what, John, if I come to church, will it shut you up?" He said, "Nope, it won't shut me up. I'm still going to ask you." But he said, "You'd really be doing me a favor if you just come visit." And that Sunday morning, we went to church. And the Lord dealt with me. He was. But I didn't move. Wasn't going to move. Went back home. Told him that was good, thank you, appreciate it. The next Sunday morning, nobody had to ask me. The Lord told me, "You're going to church this morning." So we went. The Lord was dealing with me then. I didn't move. But we went home that evening. That evening, Sunday night, we went back to church. And I tell people, a lot of times you don't get lucky enough for the Lord to deal with you. As many times as He was dealing with me. But that night, the Lord told me where I needed to be, where I wanted to be. And that night, He saved my life. That was my spiritual birth. And that night, He told me and showed me what I was supposed to do for Him. I've been doing it for Him ever since. What I needed to do. And I actually ended up becoming the youth pastor at that church. And it was great and wonderful. And then through my back life, He has led me to here. That blessed hope. And this is the journey that I was on. And Lord put you where you need to be. And He put me in this church for a reason. And I'm still alive for a reason. Because God ain't done with me yet.
After we got married, we've gone from church to church, where we felt we were led to be. I've grown slowly. It finally took me about a year ago to just learn to hand it over. And once you hand it over, not to pick it back up. And just to be glad that I wake up in the morning and be appreciative when I go to bed at night. And not take for granted the little things. And that to me, that's where my growth has come from.
I personally have had diabetes for several years, going on almost, I think, 8 years now. And over the 8 years, it's progressively just got worse and worse and worse. 2014. It went septic. I died. They brought me back. So, knew the Lord wasn't done with me then. Several months later, I went septic again. Over it, had another surgery. That would be the second one on there. I passed away then. I died then. Twice I was brought back. 2015, I found out that I had gallbladder cancer. They removed my gallbladder. Shortly after that, Laura was diagnosed with breast cancer. We went through her breast cancer and she did her radiation and stuff. While she was doing her radiation and stuff, I was having some issues with my throat. They found 2 places on my thyroid. Went in and had surgery and had my thyroid removed and thyroid cancer. And that's when I did my radiation. At that time is when I was already dealing with my diabetes getting worse. I have diabetic nephropathy. It's different than neuropathy. Neuropathy is definitely my hands and my legs had already started. By that time it quit working. Disabled and wasn't working. I had the toe go bad again, another surgery on it. They put a titanium screw in 1st of September of last year. I broke the titanium screw, snapped it in half. So that's when my podiatrist said, we've done all we can do. I had already been through skin grafts and everything else. He said, it's time. We take what we can of the foot and the toe. So he did. October is when I started getting worse, losing more weight and sick. Couldn't keep anything down. Stomach was going to shut down then. But in December, it's when Laura was sick one afternoon. Our daughter had come over to the house, looked at her and said, look, we're going on to the hospital. Took her to the hospital. That's when we found out that she had stage 4 colon cancer with liver involvement. She ended up having her whole transverse colon removed at that time, and that was a little devastating on part of what we had already been going through. January is when I guess I really took the turn for the worse. On Christmas of last year, I weighed 337 pounds. And jump forward a little bit, I weigh 140 today. In January, I had stage 4 starvation and malnutrition. Went into Fort Sanders Hospital and was told at that time by 3 different doctors on 3 different days that it was the end. They actually told Laura to call in the family that I was not leaving that hospital. But the ultimate doctor and the ultimate physician, again, was not done with me. Because I walked out of that hospital. I said, Lord, I'm only going to ask 2 things from you. Let me stay alive long enough to see my granddaughter born. And let me see Laura through her surgery with her liver and to see her through her chemo. And I said, I wasn't going to ask anything else of you. And I gave up. I did. I didn't understand. Lord, I've lived for you. I've done this for you. I've preached for you. Why? You know, why? Why me? Why us? I prayed to the Lord again. I said, I know I walked away from you, but you didn't walk away from me. Lord, I'm through asking why, because I'm not supposed to. It ain't for me to know. But show me something. Anything. Just show me. I went to bed. I went to sleep. And that night, he spoke to me. Clear as we're sitting here right now. He showed me Job. I'll never forget. I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning and got my Bible. Which luckily was on my phone because Laura put it on my phone for me. So I got my Bible and was reading, and I read Job. And I was like, Lord, you've taken everything. We don't have anything now. We don't have a home. We don't have vehicles. We don't have anything. You've taken my health, taken my strength. And I realized through reading through Job, the Lord didn't take nothing. He was there with me the whole time. He was the reason I was still there. Reason I'm still here. Job lost everything. But there was one thing he never lost. His faith. I'll never lose my faith. That's something no one can ever take from me. They can take all my possessions and they're just possessions. They can take my vehicles. They can take my home. They can't take my salvation. So I had the surgery on the 29th. And it did take a toll on me. It run me down. It put me in the rehab facility. They come to me in the rehab facility and told me they were going to move me up to the 2nd floor, put me in hospice care. I said, okay, that's my own choice. And they said, well, that's not your only choice. And I said, well, it's not. They said, no. You can go home in hospice care. I said, okay, that's where I want.
He was like, yeehaw.
I want to go home. There's things in this world that I still want to do. I'm going to go home to go home. My favorite verse in the Bible. Luke chapter 9, verse 23. Deny yourself, pick up your cross daily, and follow after me. It doesn't say it's going to be easy. It doesn't say it's going to be any bed of roses. But he says, follow after me. I'm not sure what verse it is in the Bible that he says it. But he says, I'll be with you from the beginning to the end. I'll never leave you nor forsake you. He'll always be there. Even though we may stroll away from him, we may wander, he never does. And I always say, and I love it, we talk about it all the time, footprints in the sand. Because that's his footprints, because he's carried us. So just remember, as long as you pick up your cross, it's going to be heavy. It's going to be full of burdens. But he carried the cross for us. He died on that cross. He sealed my salvation with his blood. So all you got to remember is when you're in your darkest time, in your darkest place, he is the light. And he is always there. That is a light that never can go out, never will go out, and he'll never even dim. Sometimes you don't realize in life how truly blessed we are. Especially truly blessed with friends, family. Blessed enough that we live in a country where we can worship the Lord freely. I just want to thank Him every day for all that He has done for me and His way that I'm blessed. I'm blessed for the friends that He put in my life. I tell everybody, if they don't believe in miracles, they don't believe in the Lord, here I am. We're here for a purpose and a reason. I don't know who it's for, but it's for somebody. And I may not even know the person. May not ever meet the person. Ain't for me to ask why. It's just for me to do.